I saw that the Minister of National Security would have indicated that since 2019, there were 200 reports of theft of scrap or cables. And I am saying 200 reports does not translate into 200 charges. And the issue that should be really addressed is when a minority of crooked citizens took it upon themselves to basically go and steal scrap, whether it be copper, whether it be cables, etc., what action did the Minister of National Security take? What task force was put in place to stop these thefts? Now, because the population has been affected, and I am saying it blatantly, it is clear that it was allowed to escalate to this point because the industry and the intention of the powers that be is to hijack this industry. The fact is, let's put it bluntly and straightly, this industry, as is captured by statistics at the international market, the industry is projected to roll over to $670 billion US dollars globally in 2027. It was $411 billion last year, and it was $600 million. It's projected to be $670 million in 2027. Now the question must be, at the end of the day, with the closure of Trinidad, and we know that there was a RFP put out for the scrapping, for the taking up of scrap in Trinidad to be sold. And we know that the Scrap Dealers Association in Trinidad and Tobago have been petitioning for the job, that job. We know there are a lot of shipwreck ships that exist that the Scrap Dealers Association had developed an extensive plan to recover. And we are aware that right in our beloved country in Trinidad and Tobago, there exists millions of tons of scrap. So the question is it that this 6 months closure of the scrap industry is 6 months to sabotage the current and existing scrap dealers in Trinidad and Tobago, who by chance are ordinary men and women who run this industry? Is it a ploy to allow the financiers, the friends and family to take over and hijack this industry? And that is the question that the public must be asking. Let's simply put it. Is it reasonable for the government to close the scrap industry for 6 months as a result of a few, not the majority, a minority of individuals in this industry doing illegal things and stealing? Is it reasonable? And if your answer to that question is yes, then I will say to you, with all the tests that has been taking place from 2019 to now of cars on the road, then we could look forward to the government of Trinidad and Tobago closing used car places that sell used parts. We can look forward to that. Or we can also look forward to the government of Trinidad and Tobago closing quarries, because there are a lot of illegal quarrying taking place and affecting various communities in Trinidad and Tobago. This cannot be the answer. And I am very, very disappointed as a leader of our organization that a cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago sat down with all these thinkers, which I do not believe, and took a decision to close a scrap industry that employs thousands of citizens in this country for 6 months and did not have an alternative. If you are saying at the end of the day that you want to stop this issue, then get to the core issue. And the core issue may just be that in the process of sorting the scrap, individuals must give account for things that are being stolen right now, which is copper, which is cables, etc. You cannot say that it is reasonable at this time to close the scrap industry in Trinidad and Tobago, putting thousands of citizens on the breadline, and that is the only alternative, and you are going to bring legislation? The Steelworkers Union of Trinidad and Tobago and its members have been waiting for legislation since 2016. So we have no confidence that you are bringing any legislation in 6 months.